Hi everyone, this video is going to go over revising and editing your analysis essay. Your peer review for this essay should also give you some good feedback, but I like to kind of go over just a few ideas that I want you to keep in mind, and then I will be looking for as I grade these analyses. So first of all, I want you all to be thinking about ethos, pathos, and logos, those rhetorical appeals that we discussed. These are the heart of any analysis. These are the idea that a speaker, a musician, a politician uses words in a deliberate way to get a reaction. And there are three main ways we do this: using ethos, which is our credibility, pathos, emotion, or logos, logic. So here we have a excerpt from MLK's I Have a Dream speech. Now I'd like you to take a second and see if you can identify if this is ethos, pathos, or logos. So he says, 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself an exile in his own land. Powerful stuff. What you may notice is that Martin Luther King uses words like lonely island, languishing in the corners of American society, and exile. This is a good example of pathos. The use of these words is meant to get an emotional response from the listener, to get them to really feel what it's like to be a Black person in America in the 1960s. A lot of us would argue that there's also some ethos here too, that Martin Luther King as a speaker, he's an advocate, he's a Black man himself, so he has credibility on those fronts to speak on this issue. But the main appeal here is pathos. So if you haven't included any of these in your essay too, please do so. All right, when you revise this essay, just a reminder of what we're doing when we revise, this is adding, deleting, moving, changing, big picture ideas. And hopefully your peer review will also help you do this. But a couple things that I want you to keep in mind are you still need your topic and your so what. Those need to be clear throughout. Do you have a introduction, body, conclusion? Do they all connect? This time around, we're going to focus more on editing because, we did a lot of revision with essay 1, but you still want to revise first. And sometimes this might take a couple rounds. Make sure that you have an idea that you start with and that idea is clear throughout your whole piece. Some tips for revising, just a reminder from your You Writing piece. Some options. Pretend that you are one of your readers. Are you satisfied with the writing? Literally put yourself in the audience seat. Also use your resources. We do have an online writing lab that you can utilize. And then maybe read some examples in the same mode or the same topic that you find is a good text. There's a good example in our readings this week to help you. Actually, let me fast forward. The Success Center has an online writing lab that's really useful for online courses. It's listed under our Success Center online writing lab tab on Blackboard. So if you just click on online writing lab, it'll walk you through how to submit a paper there. You have access to it via eStorm. Often they'll get back to you within a day. So if you submit your essay at some point this week before the weekend, they should be able to get back to you with feedback, which should help a lot. Okay, so another thing to keep in mind, I'm going to go back to this slide here, is that you do want to cite the song or piece or artifact that you're using for essay 2. So some examples here. You pretty much will want to have a works cited page at the end, separate from your essay, and then you'll just put works cited at the top and list a works cited entry for the song itself. So here's an example, Bob Dylan's Blowin' in the Wind, and this person found it on Spotify. This is one way that you can cite a song. If you found lyrics on a website, you want to cite the website instead. So like here, I found lyrics to Lemonade, the album, on Beyonce's website. So that's what I have here. She's listed as the author. She's also listed as the publisher. And then it was last updated in 2022, and I have the URL here. This essentially just says, hey, here's where I got the information on this piece. So I do want you to have a works cited page with just one source. I don't want sources about analyzing that song or that piece, about, other people's opinions on the song. I'm interested in yours, but the only source you are using in this essay is the song, the artifact, the poem, the psalm, whatever it is that you chose. All right. In the body of your writing, I do want to make sure that you have quotes or pieces from the piece that you are discussing. So you can use these as examples for your writing, and I encourage you to do so. After each quote that you have, make sure that you're giving a reference to the line number or the part in the song or the piece that you're quoting. So make sure that you do these two things. Our course is not a research course. This is not a research essay. It is an analysis of one artifact, but it's still important that we give credit to the artist, and we're not just saying these are our ideas, because they're not. All right, let's talk a little bit about editing. So we've done some revision before, but editing is something I want to focus on a little bit more in this essay. Editing is all about sentence structure, grammar, maybe specific word choice. These are parts of writing that I think a lot of people struggle with, only because they're not sure where to start. So I'm going to give you some tips on fixing 3 problems I often see in this essay. So let's talk first about topic sentences. So topic sentences, literally, I mean this first sentence of each paragraph. And you see this example I have here is highlighted. These help your reader stay on track. The first sentence of each paragraph is what someone will read, especially if they're skimming quickly. You want to have one idea per paragraph, and that first sentence is the way to introduce it. All right, so if your topic sentence is unclear, the rest of that paragraph is not going to make sense. So one way to edit these is to literally, in your paper, highlight those topic sentences and ask yourself, do these make sense? Are they in the right order? Maybe I should move this one to the middle of those 2 points. Use those topic sentences to your advantage. Also, don't feel like you have to have those transitional signal words like therefore or in addition to this. You can, but sometimes if you have too many of them in your topic sentences, it's distracting from your ideas. So topic sentences is a big one. Another thing I see in this essay are vague words. I'm always talking about how you want to be specific in the way that you're describing this artifact and also what you're saying about it. So sometimes people will say, oh, this is a really good song, or this changed me for the better, or I found this to be really interesting. Now, those aren't bad words per se, but they don't have much meaning for us. My idea of good and yours are going to be not the same. When you use phrases like something, everything, anything, nothing, that doesn't really have much depth to it. So these are words that I really want you to be paying attention to. You can do a control find in your essay and search for thing. And any word that you have that uses thing in it, I want it out. Use the other words you know to fill in that idea, because often you're not being descriptive enough when you use phrases like this. Another thing, I've had students ask me if they can use contractions in their writing. And contractions are literally just the sort of less formal version of a word. It's a combination of a word. This comes from speaking, how we go from cannot to can't. These often can make your writing feel less academic. So I do advise that you sort of edit these out as you get into more academic realms. The last piece of editing that I want you to think about is the use of I. So our first essay was a narrative. It was about something you've experienced, something that's changed you, and I was not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think using I is bad, it's the overuse. When you use phrases like the ones I have here, like I think, I feel, I believe, in my opinion, what you're doing is you're actually qualifying your ideas and saying, I think this, but you don't have to. And that can make you sound less confident as a writer. So the easiest way to get rid of these, if you notice you start a sentence with, I believe that this is a very impactful song, literally take out the I believe. And all you're left with is, this is a very impactful song. That is a very easy way to make sure that you're sounding confident. All right, so these three things are ideas that I want you to work on as you're revising and editing Essay 2. And that is it. Good luck with revising these, and hopefully the peer review and my feedback will give you some more ideas as we go, and just have some fun with it. Doesn't have to be painful, I hope. All right, I'll talk to you all soon.